the cross we can use in wood. Come on up to the house. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. Come on up to the house. When there's no light in the tunnel, no irons in the fire. Come on up to the house. When you're singing lead soprano in a junkman's choir. Come on up to the house. Don't life seem nasty, brutish and short? Come on up to the house. The seas are stormy, you can't find a port. Come on up to the house. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. Come on up to the house. There's nothing in the world that you can do. Come on up to the house. You've been whipped by the forces that are inside of you. Come on up to the house. Well, you're high on top of a mountain of woe. Come on up to the house. And you know you should surrender, but you can't let go. Come on up to the house. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. Come on up to the house.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Grand River Unitarian Congregation. Testing? Is that, no? I should be taller, shouldn't I? Okay, visitors, very welcome. Glad you're here. You'll note that this is a different service than we generally have. But we hope you will join us for other Sunday services or experience the many opportunities beyond the Sunday service to connect. Please check the weekly newsletter, our website, Facebook group, and displays around the building to learn more. You can fill out a welcome card. I think I have an example. You can fill it out and put it in the offering plate when that gets passed around, and that will add you to our email list, or you can request a name tag that way. So today is a very special Sunday because today is when we say a final goodbye to Rev Jess as our minister. Today is our chance as a community to tell you how much we love you. We have a sampling of people whose lives you've touched to share their thoughts this morning. Margaret Insley is the current as well as a past president. Betty Boomer is one of the fabulous directors of religious education that we've had over the last 18 years. Raven Booth grew up in this congregation. Art Phelan has been a board member and a treasurer, and a treasurer, and a treasurer. And Kristen Wilson is our church administrator and has been on the board in the past. Now, though I'm not one of the speakers, since I'm standing here, I promise I'll be brief. I chose the title for this service, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, mostly because it's a funny Douglas Adams reference, but also because it says, so long and thanks. I want to take just a moment to say thank you for the metaphorical fish. Thanks for seeing the potential in me to be of service to this congregation and for your support and gentle nudging as I figured out what that looks like. There are many things I learned from you, but I'll just mention 3 things this morning. Don't be the president you think you should be the one you are. Your no is as holy as your yes. And I want you to know that Rev Ann just wished you had never said that. And from one Texan to another, never say foyer from the pulpit. You are invited to stand, if comfortable, to sing hymn number 1 in the hardback hymnal, originally titled Prayer for This House. So I'm breaking the rule that once you started the service, you shouldn't do announcements, but I forgot. So everyone is welcome to join us for a celebration buffet lunch downstairs. Both vegetarian and non-vegetarian sandwiches and salads will be served. A gluten-free table will be set up separately in the kitchen. All the room, ma'am? Okay. And marked? Yeah, okay. And also, I'm going to ask you, if you yourself are not a vegetarian, please don't eat the vegetarian stuff unless you're the last one through the line and there's nothing else. Just saying. All the rooms in Witten Hall, the boardrooms, teen room, and nursery, are available and set up for everyone to enjoy their lunch. Now, I will tell you that I have prevailed upon Rev Jess to say a few words downstairs. So those of you that are in the rooms which are much quieter might want to put your things down and then come back out to hear what she has to say. All right, now that I've ruined everything. Please join me in our chalice reading. Let this flame be to us a symbol of the wholeness we seek.
Its brightness dispelling gloom, lighting a path to faith and hope.
Its glow reminding us of the sacred bonds which link us to all people.
Its radiance calling us to seek justice, equity, and compassion for all the world.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. Children of all ages are invited forward for a special story with Lisa. And we're going to have you guys sit actually in the aisle so that we don't trip over the wires.
Okay. You're welcome to come up now. They moved everything over. Good morning. So today we're celebrating Rev Jess and having a farewell or a goodbye. And sometimes when things like this happen, we can think a lot about all the memories, how beautiful they are in the past. And then we start thinking about the future and what's going to happen off there. And there's an opportunity to be here right now in the middle of the goodbye, that we can best celebrate Rev Jess and be here for ourselves. So our story today is I Am Peace by Susan Verde. There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor. Being carried away. Can you see the picture? They're actually being dumped out of the boat there. Standing in water. I give myself a moment. I take a breath. And then I tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet, and I steady myself. And start to notice the here and the now. And my thoughts begin to settle, just like the birds. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I can say what I feel inside and out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference. So this is that seed. Don't have words on this page. Being planted. And can you see what it's turning into? That seed right now. You're right, it's turning into a tree, and it's getting pretty big there. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength, and I can connect with nature. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses right here. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. So now we have a whole room tuning into me. Now the water is still. I have found my anchor. And everything is really all right. I don't need to worry about before or after. I am this moment. I am peace. Now I share my peace with others and hope that it is carried away to those who need it, like Rev Jess. And I dream. We are peace. Thank you for joining me for the story today.
There are many ways the folks of this congregation contribute to its mission. As we like to alliterate, we give time, talent, and treasure. Many of us contribute our treasure through automatic withdrawal, but the ritual of the offertory is about more than collecting money. It is about collecting money, to be sure. But it is also an opportunity to meditate on what this community means to you and how we are connected as a spiritual family. As we pass the collection plates, I ask that you each take it, whether you have something to put in it or not, pause for a moment in gratitude, then pass it to the next person. Today's offering will now be gratefully received.
Come one, come all, come skeptics and mystics, come with your stories and dreams and tears. Whoever you are, whatever your journey, you are welcome here. You are welcome here. It is good, it is great to be here in this place, to see smile after smile on face after face. Listen and hear the call of your heart. In hope we come and in peace we part. This is a place to explore our questions as we search for what is true. We gather here to garner compassion and open our hearts anew.
Today, we forego our usual lighting of candles. Instead, I invite each of you to call out from your seats the name of someone who is on your heart today.
James Morgan.
Thank you for sharing. Today's meditation words are by Manish Mishra Marzetti from the book Bless the Imperfect, Meditations for Congregational Leaders. Nothing is static. The ground shifts, sometimes slowly, sometimes like an earthquake, reminding us that the solidity we often love and seek is always an illusion. The crumbling dust of the desert plains, the moist fertility of farmlands, the eroding coastline of tidal shores, all are changing. Committees dissolve or are created. Leaders retire or step away. Ministers come and go. Bylaws are amended. You feel me, right, presidents? New experiences lead to new truths, which foster evolution. The natural course of life always pushing us towards greater understandings of what it means to be human. Everything about our existence points toward change, flexibility, and dynamic recreation. And it's hard because change involves loss. Can we hold the losses well while not holding ourselves back? The ground shifts, sometimes slowly, sometimes like an earthquake. Nothing is static. Staying seated, please join me in singing hymn number 1002 in the paperback hymnal, Comfort Me.
18 years ago, 20, 40, or 80 years ago, we were foolish children, playing as children play, racing through a meadow, April bright, dreaming on a hilltop half the night. Now that we're growing older, we have no time to play. Now that we're growing wiser, we are not wise enough to stay. Young and foolish, why is it wrong to be young and foolish? We haven't long to be. Soon enough, the carefree days, the sunlit days go by. Soon enough, the bluebird has to fly. We were foolish. One day we fell in love. Now we wonder what we were dreaming of, smiling in the sunlight, laughing in the rain. I wish that we were young and foolish
We were very excited when Rev Jess arrived in 2008. There were great expectations. The search committee, Krista Van Dale, co-chair, Danielle Albert, Karen Lill, Kathy Keefe, Larry Mackey, co-chair, Magdalene Horman, and Mark Paul were recommending that we call Rev Jess as our permanent settled minister. Here is a quote from the search committee announcement dated March 2008. Her name is Jessica Purple Rodella. In the quality time that the 7 diverse members of the search committee have spent with Jessica, we have come to know her as a person of substance, originality, and integrity. And yes, in case you are wondering, we do think she's as colorful as her name. What more can we say? Jessica Purple Rodella is a powerful preacher. She has a strong passion for social justice. She communicates ably with honesty and tact and tolerance. She's authentic. She brings a calm, reassuring presence to personal interactions. Her craft of sermon writing is well developed, with original touches that will reach both hearts and minds. We are confident she is theologically at the center of our congregation's diversity and thus well equipped to help us grow. We are truly pleased that she has selected us. These are words of high praise. The congregation agreed with the search team's assessment and voted unanimously on April 27, 2008, to call Rev Jess as our settled minister. Bruce Torrey, who passed away in 2021, was board president at the time. The Bruce I knew was a fairly quiet, understated person. It was heartwarming for me to read his president's report in 2008. The dynamo from Texas, the Reverend Jessica Purple Rodella, aka Rev Jess, brought her dramatic skills and wisdom to the pulpit to the delight and benefit of us all. Very effusive language for a low-key person. Then, in the 2009 annual report, after Rev Jess had been with us for a year, Bruce says, "From a president's perspective, what has changed in the last year? We have grown used to having Rev Jess with us, but are no less delighted with her presence. The calls of amen ring out, and what other church has a once-a-month pub night with the minister?" Under her direction, the committee structure and board structure have been improved or are about to be changed. Multitasking, multi-skilled. Again, very enthusiastic words and great expectations. Well, I think we all know that Rev Jess lived up to these expectations and then some. I recall in Rev Jess' first years with us, and this was the buzz at coffee hour, many of us were afraid that some other congregation would recruit her away. And I heaved a sigh of relief when she bought a house in Stratford with her partner, Kamini. One of Rev Jess's particular strengths is in mentoring and guiding of church volunteers. I know Rev Jess is not someone who loves meetings, but I have attended many, many meetings with her in various roles as board president and on other teams. Rev Jess's support of congregational leaders has been instrumental in helping us make good decisions, always keeping the mission of the congregation and UUism at the forefront, and also interjecting a certain amount of fun and levity. Rev Jess' skills as a powerful preacher have shone throughout the last 18 years. I have been moved, uplifted, amused, educated, challenged by her sermons. Rev Jess has put her whole self into her ministry, sharing her passion and energy with us. Thank you, Rev Jess, for all you've given us.
I was offered this opportunity to stand here today. Oh, do you need to hear me too? Okay, all right, let me try again. I was offered this opportunity to stand here today to recognize and celebrate some of the things Reverend Jess gave to the CRE in the past few years. The stories each of us carry in our hearts from the past 18 years are varied and some very personal. Then I was told to keep my ramblings to 4 minutes. 4 minutes? Which anyone that really knows me would have said, pass the opportunity to do this. You can't do it. Watch me. So I will read, which is not my style, and try not to lose my place. Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm left-handed. Okay? Is that better? Does that affect, yeah, that affects my 4 minutes? Oh, you should see the stuff I cut out. I cannot read, talk, and look and use my hands at the same time, so be patient. Terry Pritchett describes stories this way. People think that stories are shaped by people. In fact, it's the other way around. Reverend Jess and I met shortly after she arrived at the minister's pub night. I had only just been hired a couple of weeks before as the new DRE, and at that time for a large CRE program. I was not Unitarian, never taught children before, and just left 30 years of working in multiple aspects of mental health services, but I loved children, so it had to work. Jess and I worked together for 5 years, and this provided me with the stories that many of you do not get to see, the DRE stories and the minister working together. These stories, I will quickly highlight what I learned about this woman and the new job that enriched my life forever. In 5 years, I never was upstairs or heard her sermons. Each week, I would take the topic of the sermon of the week, research it, and she would provide me with sources to better understand, to read, to ponder. She answered my own questions until I found a story that I wrote for the Children of All Ages messages. This took hours, many of conversations. My life as a spiritual seeker was very satisfied and happy. I learned how much she loved children, and we shared that same belief that children are the key to the future and they need to seek to know and be respected for their insights. Teach a child how to think, not what to think. The large group of CRE children of all ages were strong-willed, inquisitive, expressive, wild kids. The majority of the teachers were also seasoned UUs. Lee Dickey, Ruth Gilbert, Jack Horman, Karen Cummings, Chris Vandell, many more. Along with the minister wanting to be involved and experienced, UU older adults as teachers provided teaching along with a strong CRE committee. Whoops, I diverse. I found out over my 5 years that this was not a typical UU CRE setup. Adult ministry and children's ministries were not usually connected. At CRE conferences, people would say to me things like, "How did you get older people to teach? And the minister? She's that involved? That's wonderful. This is a special place." I didn't create it. We found it, both of us. Jess became a spiritual guide and a support to me. My questions were always respected and provided me with a path to read, research, and understand for myself. Jess always had a great sense of humor, with some boundaries, and this was essential. I would never have made it without that. A quick story. There was the annual Sunday school picnic we held in Victoria Park. It was large, always a large picnic. And I was planning the games with the kids, and one of the games that came up was the idea that we could draw, and whoever won got to throw a pie in Reverend Jess's face. I thought this was brilliant. I told Jess, and she did agree with a guarded, okay. The kids were so excited. It was the last event in the game section, and in my memory, if that's correct, I believe it was Raven that won the draw. Jess stood there with that same smile on her face as he smushed this pie into her face. Then there was another kid that begged to do it too. I think that was Gabby. So we did two pies. After the second pie, I was helping her clean up. And with that now pasted same smile on her face, she said quietly to me, "Betty, this will never happen again." Yep, guess you have to sometimes create boundaries. There are so many CRE stories from those past years that time will not allow me to tell, stories that I hold in my heart, stories of her belief in this place and its people, her support of them and of most of my ideas. Last year, we were standing at the back of the church for the bridging ceremony as Artie and Owen walked through the bridge. And you looked at me and I looked at you, tears in our eyes, and you said, "They were babies when we started." This was echoed with the same sentiment when Clara and Eddie became GRU members a few weeks ago. I was so glad that, Jess, you stayed to be around to see that. I am not worried about where the church will go without you. You have talked many times about the strength and determination this congregation has had throughout its long history. Yes, GRE will continue and change, as all church families do. The reception of the new minister last Sunday, displayed the spirit of the church. She will make new stories with us, but our individual stories in our heart and memories will include many stories when Reverend Jessica Purple Rodella was at GRU. I am grateful I got to know you and work with you. You became my UU spiritual mentor, a teacher, a supporter, a research person, and my friend. Go in peace, Jess. I can't wait to see what you will do with the next journey in your life.
Dear Rev Jess, it's been about a decade since I spoke with Gru from this vantage point, but as I'm sure you will recall, as a teenager, I was a semi-frequent guest behind this pulpit. In those days, I would deliver reflections and homilies about a formative experience I had had as a UU youth. My reflections were a live blog of the joys of being a roving teenager in this faith community. The first time I spoke here was at your invitation. The UU Whatevers had just attended our first youth conference, and you asked if one of us would like to share a short reflection at a morning service about our experience. I accepted the invite, wrote a reflection, and had my moment in the limelight right here. Rev Jess, do you have any idea how much that invite has meant to me? Writing that reflection taught me I could use writing to process experiences, make meaning from them, and realize their impact. The chance to share and be heard by this congregation told me that my thoughts and ideas mattered, that in this community, my voice was not only welcome, but uplifted and celebrated. You helped me find my voice, but your leadership in my life has been so much more than just an invite to speak when I was 14. Attending your services, I learned that worship can be playful, funny, even active. Hokey pokey, anyone? I modeled my public speaking voice off of yours, learned how to pace, breathe, quell my nerves. These are skills that have served me well in many aspects of my life. Your gentle guidance, encouragement, and confidence in my leadership allowed me to step into my power. You opened doors for me to see and dream possibilities for myself previously undreamt. These days, I work and care for children, youth, and young people in different contexts, including as the adult coordinator of the National UU Youth Conference, the same conference that I wrote that original reflection about 15 years ago. As I navigate this work, I often think of how you trusted me to challenge myself, hold real responsibility, take risks, make mistakes, and learn for myself. In the decade that I have been away from GRU, so much has happened to me. In the last 10 years, my relationship to UUism has ebbed and flowed. There was a time I was very involved at another congregation, a period where I drifted away, moments of coming back. And outside my relationship with Unitarian Universalism, I have grown up and learned about myself and built a life that I can be proud of most of the time. And I hope you know how critical a role GRU played in all that has come and all that will be for me. The care, love, affirmation, and trust that I received here as a teenager is an inheritance that serves me to this day. I hold that care close and try to put it back into the world. It takes a community to raise a child, and Rev Jess, your ministry, your leadership, your care, and your humor has shaped and supported this community and me in ways I can only begin to consciously comprehend. So, Rev Jess, from me and the monkey in the balcony, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Jessica, this song is for you, but unfortunately, it isn't quite finished yet. You see, it turns out that 18 years wasn't long enough for all of us at Group to fully articulate everything we feel about you, to say how much we care. And unfortunately, it might take a little longer to finish the job, but a lot longer. Anyway, for us five roosters, this is what we got figured out so far. 18 years was almost half enough to say how much we care, to say how much we love you in ways beyond compare. And if we cannot say it all before the song is done, we'll need 18 years from you, dear Jess, again.
We have laughed and we have cried, together we have always tried to say how much we love you, and we're glad that you chose to come our way, that you were you, and you'd stay for the best long stretch of years Crew ever had.
18 years is almost half enough to say how much we care, to say how much we love you in ways beyond compare. And if we cannot say it all before the song is done, we'll need 18 years from you, dear Jess, again.
These years were really excellent. My face smiled, my heart bent. It's hard in just a few lines to say how much we've learned. We've got the many things you've done with such skill, with such fun. A web that's filled with joy with us keeps fun.
18 years is almost half enough to say how much we care, say how much we love you in ways beyond compare. And if we cannot say it all before the song is done, we'll need 18 years from you, just again. We have this giant ball of feelings, all trying to get out. If we had another 18 years to ponder, perhaps we'd tease them out.
We're gonna miss you, that is true. Ain't no shame feeling blue. Maybe sad, but what are we to do? We'll miss you well on your way, although we're open to your stay.
18 years is almost half enough to say how much we care, to say how much we love you in ways beyond compare. And if we cannot say it all before the song is done, we'll need 18 years for you, Jess, again. Well, we're already 3 minutes into the song. We haven't finished saying half of what we need to say about Jessica yet. At this rate, we hope we finished our song by noon, or even supper time. Maybe not even the end of June 2027.
So how long would it take for us to finish telling Jessica everything we wanted to tell her today?
Well,
Maybe it would take another 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years,
11 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years.
18 years might be long enough to say how much we care, to say how much we love you in ways beyond compare. And if we cannot say it all before the song is done, we'll be 18 years from you, Jess, again. 18 years might be long enough to say how much we care, to say how much we love you in ways beyond compare. And if we cannot say it all before the song is done, we'll need 18 years from you, Jess, again. We'll need 18 years from you, dear Jess, again.
That's a tough act to follow. My wife Nancy and I met Rev Jess when she first started here, and we joined the congregation shortly afterwards. As Janis mentioned, I was the treasurer on the board and took some time off away from the board and then came back and was the treasurer again. But the other thing that I've done in the church is I've done some handyman work in the church, and quite often I'll be here. I'll be here doing something, fixing a door that's sticky or a window that got broken by a hockey puck. And one evening, we were in the middle of replacing the boilers in the basement. And when the boilers had been taken out, I thought, well, I should come in and clean the room up. It's kind of dingy and dark, and I decided to paint the walls white. So I was working away. I had a roller and a ladder and a can of paint. And in the process of painting and not paying attention, I tipped the paint over on myself. So I had paint on my shirt, paint on my pants, paint on my shoes. I stopped and I cleaned up as best I could. I took my shoes off. I was in my stocking feet, cleaned the floor, took my shirt off. And I decided, well, I still have enough paint. I'm going to keep going. And I'm working away with my back to the door, and I hear this raucous laugh. I turned around, it was Rev Jess. And she said, what are you doing? I said, well, I decided to paint the room. And she said, well, keep going. And she just turned around and left. So, and in any event, on a more serious note, earlier this spring, Reverend Jess spoke of Henry Wyman, a Presbyterian minister, pastor, and theologian. Something she said about Henry Wyman struck me. He did not do well with certain aspects of his ministry, but he excelled in theology. His congregation loved him for his sermons and forgave his shortcomings. I'm not the right person to comment on Rev. Jess's work in theology, but I do want to talk about the areas where she did not let us down. Beyond her thoughtful sermons and inspiring Sunday services, Rev. Jess has been an exceptional leader in the many aspects of the congregational life that take place throughout the rest of the week. Religious education, pastoral care, community outreach, refugee sponsorship, music committee, Canvas youth group, Our Whole Lives, and countless other initiatives have benefited from her leadership. I believe there are two reasons for Rev. Jess's success as a leader. First, she understands what makes a strong, welcoming congregation. She's a keen student of the programs and activities that make a congregation a living body. She studies this and applies what she learned in directing the congregation through the board, the committees, the special projects, such as community engagement, refugee sponsorship, and environmental initiatives. But more importantly, she understands people. She listens, she gets to know people well, learns about their talents and interests and passions. Then she brings people together in ways that allow them to contribute meaningfully and succeed. Rev. Jess has a remarkable gift for building teams, nurturing leadership, and helping people find their place within the congregation. Rev. Jess' guidance, encouragement, and wisdom made our work easier, more effective, and ultimately more fulfilling. Rev. Jess, we are deeply grateful to you for your leadership of our congregational life. Through your vision, wisdom, and encouragement, you have helped build a strong and vibrant community. Perhaps one of your greatest gifts is that you leave us well prepared for the future. With a strong board, dedicated committees, engaged congregants, and a culture of shared leadership and service. For all you have done, for the legacy that you'll leave behind, we thank you.
Hi, everyone. When Jeff and I came to this building for the first time, it wasn't Rev. Jess's first service as a settled minister, but it might have been her second or third. We'd heard she was fresh out of seminary and had wondered aloud to each other whether it would be the very common pattern of a second career UU minister, or maybe someone younger than we were who had gone straight from high school to undergrad to seminary. Since we had one-year-old Ty with us that Sunday morning in September of 2008, we sat in the very back. Squinting and peering at the pulpit, one of us leaned over to the other and murmured, "Oh yeah, she's 25. Now, technically, we were wrong about that. But in Rev. Jess, we have always had the best of both possible scenarios. She brought the experience and wisdom earned from a lot of life already packed into not too many years. Not a second career, but a fifth or sixth. How many times did we get to be surprised by a reveal from her past? Oh, this happened when I was a biker. Or I used to process the paperwork on bombs. Or, oh, that was my friend from volunteering at the convent that specialized in miniature horses. And so on and so forth. And on the other hand, I believe Rev Jess also brought all the energy and openness you'd expect from a first career minister. One time, after spending time with the playgroup parents, she promised to work a certain slightly naughty word into the next sermon. And she followed through, and you can ask me about that later. She's always been willing to guide us and to play with us. Our children have scarcely ever encountered another minister. It's hard to believe that 16 years have passed since Hera's dedication ceremony. In which Rev Jess said, "Ty, you have a baby sister. Are you going to take care of her?" To which 3-year-old Ty solemnly answered, "Yes, sir." For me and for many others here, so many memories of our children's lives are intertwined with memories of Rev Jess. But regardless, if you've been at GRU a while, you have experienced changes and stages of life that Rev Jess has seen you through in some way, whether through pastoral care or just giving you things to think about from the pulpit. I know many of us are struggling to understand or accept the necessary period of separation that follows a minister leaving a congregation. It's like losing a colleague and a counselor and a parent and a friend all at once. We grieve, though it isn't a death. In a couple of years, there is the possibility of knowing one another again, but she will be a different person then, and so will each of us. And we already grieve in advance the loss of who we are in this moment. But this is always the way. Our bodies grow not by simply adding flesh on flesh, but by tearing minutely and reforming larger and stronger than before. Relationships too stretch and tear and grow. They may atrophy for a time or be severed but reattached. None of us can promise to be the same person when our paths cross next. But we can promise to live life well. We can promise to do our best to grow and change in ways that will make us proud to share who we've become and to keep all the joy and wisdom Rev Jess has given us in our hearts. And I have a few weeks ago, Rev Jess came upon me putting rhinestones on a costume and said, "Oh, I should have more glitter and rhinestones in my life." So a hat. And so there's the asterisk before Jess because the Rev is going away, but we remember it.
You are invited to stand if comfortable to sing hymn number 324 in the hardback hymnal, Where My Free Spirit Roams, or on, yes.
By my own light in
And now, all the living board presidents from the last 18 years have a presentation to make and blessings to give. Before we begin, as Margaret mentioned, Bruce Torrey was the first president that Jess knew, and we want to take just a moment to honor his memory.
My blessing starts with a quote from Facebook. From the Facebook sign-off which you received when you signed off from the GRU webpage. You are no longer in full control of Grand River Unitarian Congregation. And my blessing is, or my wish for you is some, in the immediate future, some peace and enjoyment and relaxation.
This is the only part I didn't prepare. I know that you'll just be yourself, whether you are clergy or not. You'll still be your same wonderful self, and bless you for that.
Eric Walker Windstrom says, common wisdom holds that people come to church for a sense of belonging. I think that there is a deeper reason to have their lives transformed. Thank you for being part of my transforming journey during your covenant with this beloved community. Your time with us has been a precious gift. May you continue to experience great joy, and may the spirit of this community travel with you.
I think those of you who know me know that I'm rarely at a loss for words. This may be a first. So I did turn also to the internet. And in true Jess style, I found it on Talk Like Shakespeare Day. Oh, proud left foot that ventures quick within, then soon upon a backward journey lithe. Anon, once more the gesture, then begin. Command sinistral pedestal to writhe. Commence thou then the fervid hokey poke. A mad gyration, hips in wanton swirl, to spin. A wide release from heaven's yoke, blessed dervish, surely canst go, girl. The hoke, the poke, banish now thy doubt. Verily I say, 'tis what it is all about.
Here's a small gift, and we love you, Jess.
Let us carry the flame.
you believe